right, here we go, guys, and another boat picking video. I'm back on that same road. Back in the fall I published a video picking boats on the side of the road. I'm back in Eastern Long Island. I'm in Greenport right now. We're going to drive west on Country Road 25. I got a tip that there are more boats for sale on this road than, you know, since I published that first video. Again, we'll stop. We'll see if there are any. If there are, we'll examine them, and we'll try and call the owners and get more details on the boats. Are these affordable boats? Typically, the boats on the side of the road that are not with a dealer, that are not with a broker, tend to be a little more affordable. I think in the first video they certainly were, compared to where used boat prices are right now. And we'll give you guys an opportunity to see what you can find if you are in the market for a boat, just by driving your car down the road. And again, I would still get these boats surveyed. I would not take my word that these are capable boats. Do your due diligence before buying any used boat. I do have a video out there called My Used Boat Buying Experience. What a long, strange trip it's been, because it really was for me before I bought my CV. A long, strange trip, 2 boats failing survey. And thank God I had both boats surveyed, or, in my opinion, I would have been in a lot of hurt financially trying to get those boats fixed up. So let's see what we can find today. It's a dreary Sunday. It was raining all day yesterday. It's February 28th. There more forecast of rain coming in the afternoon through tomorrow morning. So we have a small window, nothing else going on, and I figured now might be a good time to film another video like this. All right, this is something called a Seamaster 2088 walk around, WA. Let's take a look. Inboard, outboard. Oh. Is this an OMC? No, Mercury. So, Mercury inboard, outboard. Let's see if there's a price. There's no price. 917-682-4384. It does have a windlass up front. It's got a little molded in seat. I like this. This is a true walk around, it's not an express. So it'll have a small cuddy. This looks very much like a Grady White overnighter. I don't know a lot about Seamaster, I'll be very honest. Single axle trailer, it's got a spare. We'll call the owner and see what the story is, what the asking price is. Older enclosure here, but I don't see any rips. It looks like it's in good shape, other than the fact that it's a little moldy. It's been sitting outside. This boat would clean up nice. Some storage containers back here, frozen in. It's 30-something degrees today. Rocket launchers here. If you're looking to get into a boat cheap, depending on what the price of this is, a little swim platform if you want to throw the anchor down and get out. This could be a good entry level boat for somebody. This would have no issue fishing the Long Island Sound, the Peconic Bay, or I'm talking about my local waterways, but your local waterways may be similar. I'm not sure I would buy this to take it out to the ocean every weekend, but from getting into boating and having something affordable that you can easily launch. It's got a roller trailer, so slide in and out pretty easily. Look at the V in the back. Looks pretty aggressive. Not so much. All right, so this is the dead rise of the boat. I'm gonna guess 20 degrees, maybe around there. We'll see what if the owner knows, or if we can find any information online about this brand. Again, if you're going to keep it in the water, they can be a little expensive to upkeep, inboard, outboards. The outdrive basically is submerged, most of it. You got a little more maintenance, but nothing crazy. All right, we'll call the owner and see what the story is with this boat.
And I did catch up with the owner, Manny. Greek guy, great guy. He gave me all the details. It's a '91 Renken Seamaster. It has a brand new under 15 hours Merc Cruiser 4.3 liter diesel. Pardon me, 4.3 liter inboard outboard. He's relatively sure it's an Alpha One in great shape. Comes with a GPS and fish finder. The windlass does work. He's asking 15,000 for it, and he reiterated that everything on the boat works. As always, as I say all the time, make sure to have it surveyed. But 15K, 20-foot boat, again, for near short, does not seem like that bad a deal.
All right, we're coming up now to the dealership that had the privateer for sale in our last video from the fall. I don't know if that boat's still here, if he has any other boats for sale. Let's see, it's to our left. No, little whaler there, that's interesting. No for sale sign on it though. There's a Chrysler Pacifica on our right for sale, but that's not what we're looking for. Hopefully that privateer sold for that owner. He was a very nice guy when I spoke to him. Presume it did, or it'd still be there. We're gonna come up to Chuck's Fiberglass next. That's the other spot. We saw a couple boats, or one boat for sale. It's this a sailboat. It doesn't look like it's for sale anyway, but not sure we'd be well versed enough to talk about sailboats. And those of you wondering where I'm filming, I'm on the North Fork of Long Island. So if you look at a map of Long Island, you'll see two ends that jut out on the eastern tip of it. In the middle is Peconic Bay. I'm on the North Fork of Long Island, the less congested fork. The towns like Riverhead, and then heading east you have Jamesport, Aquabogue, Laurel, Mattatuck, that's where I'm based. Cutchogue, that's where Sweeney's parents have a house. Doc is in Mattatuck, also a block over from me. And continuing east, you have towns like Peconic and Southold and Greenport and Orient and East Marion, and I'm sure I left some out. New Suffolk. There's a few towns I'm sure I left out, but it's a beautiful part of eastern Long Island. It's still a lot of farmland. I don't know if you can see this on the left, but this is acres and acres of vast expanse. A lot of vineyards. Summertime and in the fall especially, with what I call the dreaded pumpkin pickers, DPK for short. It does get crowded, but in these winter months, again, we're end of February here, it's my favorite time in a crazy way, because it's just not congested. It's 9:15 right now, and if this was the summer, if this was any other time of the year, these roadways would already be clogged with all the day tourists. And I don't begrudge anyone for coming out here, certainly for the businesses that are, looking to capitalize on the beauty of this place. It's a good thing. It's good for the economy. It's good for the local businesses. They employ a lot of people. But just selfishly, from driving around and not dealing with traffic and not dealing with the traffic police stopping cars so people can cross the street, it's just, for the locals, it's a little more enjoyable. Here's Chuck's Fiberglass. Ooh, there is a boat here. Let's see, it looks like a privateer or a Parker. Probably a privateer based on that pilot house layout. Let's see what we got here. All right, I'm gonna guess privateer. I don't see a name on it yet. I'm gonna guess 80s vintage. The gel coat's scratched up. It's definitely a work boat, but you look inside and oh look, it's got a little cabin inside, 2 doors open right now. That's not good. Don't want any vermin getting in. Pilot house, you're way protected from the weather here. Inboard, outboard, clearly. There's the engine box. Let's see, it's got a Volvo Penta duo prop out drive. We talked about this. Well, it spins, so the engine's not locked up. We talked about this with the other boat that we saw last fall, the Steiger, that you know, not necessarily my favorite brand of inboard outboard because of the outdrive, not because of the engines. Again, big open layout, dual axle trailer, 5-star trailer, got a little cuddy underneath. I saw a bench in there. I don't want to step on somebody's boat. There are the numbers. So it looks like 631, 839, 9160 or 631, 374, 4734. Again, I'm gonna guess 80s vintage. Does have a current reg, so it has been out. Gas cap here, looks like wood backing on it. That's interesting. Definitely a work boat, but again, if you just want to get out on the water, you know, this will do that. Really curious on this one. I'm gonna guess 24 feet, maybe 25. I'm losing my touch. Actually, looks like an older trailer, but it does look like the trailer supports the boat really well. And privateers, like a lot of North Carolina boats, have this variable dead rise. You see a very sharp entry here. I don't know how well it's going to show on video, but it's very sharp in the front, and even here it's relatively sharp. And what usually happens with privateers is it'll taper off in the back, and yeah, you'll see that here. This is what's known as dead rise in the back. That's the angle of the V, and it flattens out. And you know, a lot of people are afraid of what they consider flat bottom boats, but if you know how to drive a boat and you keep the bow down, you let the bow do all the work. And there's a reason privateers, and I'm presuming this is a privateer, it might be a Seahawk, it might be another brand like a privateer, but my money would be on privateer. There's a reason they're so popular with commercial fishermen. They're affordable to run, less dead rise in the back, typically equals less gas, easier to plane, and just less tender on a drift. So if you're pulling lobster pots or commercial fishing, you know, you're not gonna have the boat going sideways in any kind of wind. And 3-piece hull. So I'm curious on this one too. Older boat, clearly. How much? We'll call the owner, we'll find out. All right, let's see what we can find next.
And another really interesting story behind this boat, it is an 84 privateer, a 24-footer. It's got a 2012 Volvo GFI 350 engine in it. No issues with the engine, no issues with the outdrive. The owner, Miles, actually bought the boat to commercial scallop fish in Peconic Bay, and then he promptly found a new job and decided not to do that. The hours are very low. He's not sure about the exact amount, but definitely under 500 hours. No issues at all with the engine or the outdrive. And he's only asking $13K for this. And again, the theme, if you're looking to get into a boat cheap, this is the style of boat you're going to find. And you see all the room on this boat. You have the protection of a pilot house. You have a cuddy. You can, you know, store your gear in there, get out of the elements if you needed to. Not a bad deal at $13K. And again, if you want to talk to Miles about it, he's at 631-839-9160.
Well, I'll say this. He wasn't going 50 in the 50, but still going 43, 42 in the 35. So at least he's consistent. More likely she. There's the misogynist in me coming out. What is this? For sale, for sale. Oh, let's go up this little dirt road. Man, this is a Skinner special here. Look at that. Look at that. That's a flat bottom boat. This might be the cheapest one we find today, though. Let's see what this is about. All right, well, this is definitely a Skinner special. And look at this throttle here. That's the first thing I see. You have, ooh, and is it locked? Looks like it's a dual shift. You have one for the forward, neutral, reverse, and you have the second one, I presume the taller one, for the amount of throttle, the speed if you like. It also has a tiller handle, Evinrude 25. Again, neutral, forward, reverse. You can control it from here. He's got a little PVC pipe to help push it in and out. Here's the tiller handle. Battery goes there. It's like a 6-gallon fuel tank there. It's got some 2-stroke oil there. And yeah, this is, and Skinner's proven this. This is, I'm gonna guess 12 or 14 feet. Let's see if we can tell. This is a Miro craft. Let's see. There's the little plate. Max 25 horsepower, 600 pounds. So if you're like any of us, with the exception of Sweeney and Skinner, it'd be 2 of us on this boat. But I don't know if you need more than that. This would be something easy to launch by yourself. Yeah, let's see the details here. Boat, motor, trailer, $1,200. 631-722-3160. Yeah, registered through next year, so presumably being used. Got some marine carpeting in here too. I'm gonna guess, man, I don't know if this is 12 or 14 feet. I don't think it's 16, but I could be wrong. And yeah, this is an old motor, but this is a very easy motor to work on. You don't need to be, there's certainly no complicated electronics, ECMs like modern motors. If you're looking for a cheap way to get out on the water, and this is literally thousands less than a new Hobie, and I'm not talking about a Hobie with an electric motor like Skinner's new Hobie. I'm talking about just a regular 14-foot Hobie kayak with the pedal drive. Those are, you know, 3,500, 4,000. I don't know. I don't own one, but they're not cheap. You can get into this $1,200. Curious if the steering still works. The steering is good. There, I'm turning the wheel. The engine's turning with me. Again, you would have to pick your days with something like this, but for the bay, for the Long Island Sound, if you're not venturing too far, this would work. This would work. All right, we'll call this owner too, see what the story is, get the length, get more details, find out if everything works. And there we go. We got our third boat, and the cheapest one at that, $1,200. And yeah, you can see the rivets here. This is aluminum. 3/8, I'd say. I don't know. All right.
And this was perhaps the most interesting out of all the folks I spoke to. Not necessarily because of the boat. Some info on the boat, though. It's a 14-foot mirror craft. It's definitely a handyman special. The engine turns over, but it needs a new electric starter, and obviously it needs a good cleaning and all that. But as I mentioned in the walkthrough, $1,200. You put a few $100s into it, some elbow grease, and you'll have a boat that you can get out and enjoy, and probably be in it less than half the price of a new kayak. The person who's dealing with this boat is a guy named Dave, and what a small world. It turns out that Dave is a big marine industry guy. He's been in the industry for decades. He builds custom boats. He races boats. Unfortunately, he's having hip replacement surgery, so he's going to be out of commission for a bit. Early March, he's scheduled to have the surgery, but if you get in touch with him before that, 631-722-3160. He'll be happy to give you all the details. Again, $1,200. And just, I didn't mention this yet, but with all these boats, I am not getting paid. There's no quid pro quo. There's no commission if any of these boats sells. For me, it's just content, and interesting content in my opinion. But again, I would strongly recommend, maybe not with the 14-foot Merricraft, but with the other boats, get a surveyor. Make sure that the boat is structurally sound before you invest in it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate a like. And if you're not already a subscriber and you like this type of content, please consider subscribing.